what the goal is at that point. Because she knows what Kobe means to the actual culture at the same time. Like they knew what Michael Jackson meant.
But if somebody...
I just don't know what you're trying to do when the men are dead. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually. I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
I had a cat. I got a cat too. Name? Yeah.
He's a good person. Like, what you want to do about it? Now he's gone. Who can defend him at this point? It's all public opinion now. So no matter which way you look at it, I don't see what the goal is. I don't see how you can. Everyone's greater in their absence than they are in their presence, right?
Fans and critics alike are throwing around theories faster than Gayle's famous interviews go viral. And some are even wondering if CBS is ready to distance itself from their star. Could this drama lead to Gayle packing her bags? Or is it just another day in the wild world of celebrity feuds? Let's find out. Gayle's known for her fearless interviews, but 50's comments have people side-eyeing just how real she is. It's not just her rep as CBS's go-to anchor. This is about loyalty, influence, and the tangled web of connections in the entertainment industry, and whether her staying quiet on some big scandals is a sign she's playing along with the power game.
We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why are y'all attacking us?
A big part of this buzz revolves around her tight bond with Oprah Winfrey, a friendship that's had a major impact on Gayle's career. The talk around town is that Oprah isn't just a media icon. More people every day are saying she's a Hollywood gatekeeper with connections to big names like A.Z. Diddy and Usher. And now, some are wondering if Gayle's decision to stay quiet about certain controversies involving these stars is more than just a random choice.
A lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated.
When R. Kelly's scandal blew up, Gayle didn't hesitate. She sat him down for a brutally honest interview, resulting in one of the most iconic and meme-worthy moments in recent TV history. But when it comes to figures like Diddy or Jay-Z, there's nothing. Why hasn't Gayle gone after them with the same energy? That's the question on everyone's mind.
I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies.
When you think of iconic BFF duos in Hollywood, Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King are likely at the top of the list. These two have been inseparable for decades, sticking by each other through thick and thin, and proving that their bond is unbreakable. While many people find their friendship endearing, some can't help but wonder if there's more beneath the surface. So how did they meet? It all started in 1976, when Oprah was an anchor at a Baltimore news station, and Gayle was working there as a production assistant. One night a snowstorm hit, and rather than have Gayle make the risky 45-minute drive home, Oprah invited her to stay over. They weren't that close at the time, but Oprah's warm and generous spirit shone through. They spent the whole night talking, sharing stories, and forming a bond. When Gayle mentioned she didn't have any clothes to change into, Oprah famously said, "You can wear mine." In the early days of their friendship, they clicked over shared experiences and quirks. Gayle once shared in an Oprah magazine interview that she felt an instant connection with Oprah because she too had felt like an outsider, growing up in an all-white community. Gayle often felt different, and Oprah could relate. They even had similar music tastes. Gayle loved Barry Manilow, while Oprah was all about Neil Diamond. Gayle said, "It's that whole being the odd girl out thing. We didn't fit into everyone else's idea of what being a black girl was. I think we've shared pretty much everything. And I would have to say it wasn't even a matter of navigation." Winfrey said of their effortless bond that at times has been mistaken for something more. For years people used to say we were gay, and listen, we were up against that forever, and people still may think it. Winfrey noted, "I used to say, Oprah, you got to do a show on this, because it's hard enough for me to get a date on Saturday night with people thinking we're gay." King added, "Because if we were gay, we'd tell you." Oprah's childhood was tough. She moved between the homes of her grandmother, mother, and father, which left her feeling uprooted for most of her youth. She told the Washington Post that she acted out as a child, craving the love and attention she lacked, especially when her mother was busy working as a maid. When she met Gayle, it felt like she had finally found someone who filled that emotional gap in her life. The reason why I think our friendship has worked is because Gayle is happier, not happy. but happier for me for any kind of success or victory or challenge I get through than I am for myself, Winfrey said, and I feel as happy as she does. I can't be happier than cannot surpass Gayle. You cannot out-happy her. I am equally as happy for her.
She is the sister everybody would want. She is the friend that everybody deserves.
After catching her husband William Bumpus in bed with another woman, Gayle decided to end the marriage and focus on healing while raising her kids, Kirby and William Jr., on her own. In a candid interview with Vanity Fair, when asked who she dislikes most, Gayle admitted she's not a fan of the woman she found with her ex on that unforgettable night, June 24, 1990 at 9:16 p.m. Though the other details were a blur, by 1993 her divorce was finalized, and as the holidays approached, Gayle was facing her first New Year's Eve without her children, feeling low. She called Oprah to share her emotions in true Oprah fashion. She wasn't going to let her best friend feel alone. Just 4 hours later, Oprah arrived at Gayle's house with a bag full of groceries, and Stedman by her side. Stedman even cooked up some spaghetti, and the three rang in the new year together, proving how deep their bond runs. Gayle told People magazine how grateful she was for Oprah and Stedman's support during that time, calling it a cherished memory. And Gayle's been there for Oprah too. Oprah shared that once she felt deeply betrayed by someone, and when Gayle heard the sadness in her voice during a phone call, she didn't hesitate. She told her babysitter to stay with the kids and flew from Connecticut to Chicago just to be there for Oprah. When Oprah opened the door to see Gayle standing there, Gayle simply said, "I can't stay, but I just wanted to see your face." She made sure Oprah was okay, had a quick drink of water, and headed back to the airport to return to her children. Their friendship is famously tight, so it's no wonder people sometimes speculate if there's more to it. Oprah has even gifted Gayle lavish presents over the years. Like a beautiful house in Manhattan, the two-time Academy Award winner added that friendships with anybody who has a hint of jealousy about anything that you're doing, certainly about your success or your being celebrated, do not necessarily work. I just assumed everybody had a really good friend. King said of her bond with Winfrey, "I just assumed every woman, maybe not for men, but I just assumed every woman had at least one." Interestingly, Oprah, despite her immense wealth, can relate to the money struggles faced by Black actors in Hollywood. In a Decar19 interview with Oprah Daily alongside her bestie Gayle King, Oprah revealed that she received only $35,000 for her role as Sophia in the original The Color Purple. She emphasized that she would have taken on the role for nothing, highlighting a shared understanding of the financial challenges within the industry. That's how you know you really love something, when you would do it, even if nobody was paying. Fans are starting to wonder if Gayle picks and chooses her targets not based on journalistic integrity, but on who she can or can't upset. Take Diddy, for example. Over the years, Diddy's name has been linked to several troubling allegations, yet Gayle hasn't said a word. No probing interview, no segment dissecting the rumors, nothing. This pattern raises eyebrows, especially since Diddy and Oprah move in the same circles. Could it be that Gayle is intentionally steering clear of stories that could disrupt Oprah's relationships with these A-listers? Gayle King's deafening silence around Diddy becomes even more suspicious in light of recent events. In an explosive episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored titled, "Did He Has Tapes on Everyone," Candace Owens versus Mark Lamont Hill, new allegations about the rap mogul's influence shook the public with the messy, tangled web of power, silence, and secrets in Hollywood unraveling. Candace Owens didn't mince words. She suggested that Diddy has been strategically silencing people for years, hinting that the entertainment industry's elite, including figures like Gayle, know far more than they let on. And yet Gayle, a journalist known for her bold tell-all interviews, has remained completely mute. That silence is starting to look deliberate.
I brought up what was going on with him, and because I had read through the lawsuit, and it was just one of those things that was unavoidable because there was so much evidence. I mean, there was picture, documentation.
Owens made a strong point. Guys like Diddy get away with things because they have dirt on people, secrets, leverage, maybe even tapes. Whether that's real or just a figure of speech, it all means the same thing. No one wants to challenge Diddy out of fear of what he could spill. And that's where Gayle's selective approach to journalism comes in. She's made her name going after big names like R. Kelly, pressing so hard, she left him unraveling on camera. But when it comes to Diddy, suddenly she's quiet. So where's that same fire she had when she was grilling Kelly?
The media and the public at large is shocked by what's happening, but we really are just getting to the beginning of everything.
It's not just about Diddy. Though Gau's reluctance to push hard questions at people like Jay-Z, Usher, or Justin Bieber, who've all been tangled up in rumors or scandals, points to something bigger. So what's really happening behind the scenes is Gayle steering clear of these topics to avoid rocking the boat with Oprah's circle. Or is there more to the story? Fans are starting to wonder if Diddy's reach extends further than just the music scene and deep into media itself. And if he really has leverage on so many people, could that even include big media figures like Gayle?
Everyone knew that this is what he was engaged in. This was an open secret in Hollywood. In fact, when Kanye last year said that he was a Fed and started speaking about some of these allegations, he was simply dismissed as crazy.
Mark Lamont Hill's take really added another layer to the whole situation. He pointed out that Hollywood silence isn't always deliberate. Sometimes people don't even realize how caught up they are in the system until it's too late. That's the vibe with Gayle too. Is she keeping quiet to protect her career and relationship? Or is she so deep in the game that she doesn't even see the issue anymore? It raises the big question, is Gayle protecting Diddy? Or is she just covering her own back? Then Lord Yamar chimed in with his own take, diving into Kamala Harris's racial identity and calling out how optics and loyalty get used as tools in both politics and the media. He tied it all back to Hollywood's elite. Loyalty often comes before accountability. And that makes Gayle's silence on Diddy even more. Questionable critics argue that her closeness to Oprah might be why she doesn't go after certain figures, and her loyalty to her network or brand could be why she's holding back. Now, it's not just about journalism getting soft, it's a deeper issue of power race and who has access. To influence people at the upper echelons of society and politics knew about this, and they were okay with it fundamentally because he was acting hard. I very much believe what Kanye alleged. The speculation online is blowing up. Some people think Gayle's avoiding the topic because Diddy's secrets are just too risky, and even Oprah's influence might not be enough to protect her if she steps out of line. Others believe Gayle's playing the long game, holding off until the storm dies down before speaking up. But the longer she stays silent, the worse it looks if Diddy's empire really starts to crumble. Those who've kept quiet might soon find themselves in the hot seat too, and with Gayle's high profile and history of strategic interviews, she could end up caught in the fallout. This also raises questions about where CBS stands. The network might not want to deal with this kind of controversy surrounding one of their biggest stars if the public starts thinking Gayle's silence is part of a cover-up. CBS might be quick to distance themselves, with 50 Cent adding fuel to the fire, and the revelations coming out on Piers Morgan uncensored. The pressure is building on Gayle, and it's getting harder for her to stay under the radar. It never happens on your time, like when you think you're ready, like it's supposed to happen. It always happens when it's supposed to happen. The optics are terrible. A journal who made her name by asking tough, uncomfortable questions is now completely silent when it counts the most. And the fact that 50 Cent is publicly calling her out isn't just another celebrity feud. It's a clear sign that the tide is shifting. If Gayle doesn't speak up, soon her credibility could be shot for good. In the cutthroat media world, your reputation is everything. And right now, Gayle's is hanging by a thread. This isn't just gossip, it sparked some serious fan theories. People online are suggesting that Gayle's reporting has less to do with getting to the truth and more to do with protecting relationships. Some think her friendship with Oprah is more than just personal. It's a business alliance. If Gayle were to expose the wrong dirt, it could shake up Oprah's empire and cost both of them major influence in the industry. And in a world where power and connections rule, staying in the good graces of the elite might be worth more than any headline.
Every time she made a mention to hip-hop culture, it was something that was wrong with it. And it was something that was on my CD that was the largest debut in hip-hop.
That's where 50 Cent's accusations really heat up. He's not just calling out Gayle for staying quiet. He's suggesting that her silence is intentional. According to 50, Gayle has built her career by going after easy targets like R. Kelly, but she's avoiding those with serious power and connections. If that's the case, her whole image as a fearless journalist could be a fraud. It's not just about missing a few interviews. It's about trust. If the public starts thinking Gayle's reporting is compromised, her reputation could fall apart fast. What makes it even more fishy is that she's also quiet. When it comes to Oprah's own secrets, it looks like she might be protecting Oprah. And if that's the case, it raises the question, could she be where she is today because of Oprah's influence on another front? The growing social media buzz around issues like pay disparities and the cast dedication might have caught the attention of the media. It's possible that Taraji's team, or the PR people behind The Color Purple, picked up on the shifting narrative and pushed her to speak out. That's why we're now hearing her take on the issue publicly.
Now notice how Oprah treats everybody during this press conference. Taraji is first, right? Now look at her eyes. She looks down when she's talking about the movie. She wasn't excited about it.
Not only this, Oprah has been hit with serious charges of tea and enabling from well-known investors like Jeffrey Epstein, the ex-offender, and Harvey Weinstein. It all started when he went unfavorably viral in 2021 for an unearthed 2003 interview with Dolly Parton, in which Winfrey asked her pointed questions about her plastic surgery. That moment prompted actress Rose McGowan, one of the progenitors of the #MeToo movement, to come at her neck in a now-deleted tweet. Rose McGowan has raised concerns about Oprah Winfrey's connections, citing her relationship with disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein and her withdrawal as a producer from a documentary highlighting Russell Simmons' essay Accusers. In a tweet, one expressed her skepticism about Oprah's authenticity, accusing her of being part of a problematic power structure for personal gain. One stated, "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't." From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, she is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come. #Lizard Oprah association with Weinstein has been a source of controversy for years. In 2018, singer Seal accused Oprah of being aware of Weinstein's misconduct and not taking any action. Seal wrote in a deleted post, "Oh, I forgot, that's right. You'd heard the rumors, but you had no idea he was actually serially assaulting young star-eyed actresses, who in turn had no idea what they were getting into. My bad when you have been part of the problem for decades. But suddenly they all think you are the solution." During the height of the #MeToo movement, Oprah positioned herself as a major champion and advocate, speaking out against numerous particular activities in the industry. However, some critics have pointed out her association with Harvey Weinstein, the Hollywood producer, who faced numerous allegations despite her support for the #MeToo movement. Oprah's connections with Weinstein have raised questions and criticism from some quarters. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. According to multiple reports, it has been revealed that many prominent figures in Hollywood were aware of Harvey Weinstein's actions and the way he mistreated women. Despite this knowledge, his behavior was tolerated and even enabled by some in the industry. Oprah Winfrey is allegedly one of the major personalities who had connections with Weinstein and was part of the Hollywood circle where information about his misconduct was known.